In the secretive and intrigue-filled world of the young and the restless, a new storm is brewing as the ghosts of Diane Jenkins and Martin Lawrence's past begin to erupt, threatening to destroy everything she has built. Just when Diane thought she could start a new life and regain the trust of those around her, Martin, her former partner in crime, is about to expose the dark secrets she thought she had buried forever. Martin Lawrence, mastermind or pawn? Martin, a character with a shady past, now imprisoned, is the only one who knows the dark plots Diane has been carrying out all this time. Together, the two embark on dangerous adventures, from shady relationships to bloody power plays. Now, however, with an uncertain future ahead, Martin is faced with a difficult choice. Should he reveal the whole truth about Diane and the people behind the plot, or should he remain silent and protect someone who is no longer on his side? Diane, while trying to restore her image in the eyes of those who matter, is facing threats from her own past. She knows that if Martin tells everything, it will not only ruin her career, but also cause her to lose everything she has spent years building. Diane and the fear of waiting. Diane is living a nightmare where Martin's testimony could be the end of all her efforts to rebuild her life. After returning to Jabot, she has a hard time regaining the trust of the company's members, especially Jack Abbott, whom she loves and who has also faced many shocks from her past. Jack, although he has forgiven her, has not completely forgotten what Diane did in the past. Unrevealed secrets, old relationships, all are threatening to destroy everything once again. If Martin decides to reveal the truth, will Jack be able to forgive Diane again? This question not only threatens the relationship between her and Jack, but can also make everyone in the Abbott family face painful truths that they never expected. Can Jack continue to accept Diane, a person who has deeply hurt him, or will it be time for him to come to terms with her past and protect his family? Ashley and the horrifying secret. While Diane anxiously awaits Martin's confession, Ashley Abbott, a cautious and relentless truth seeker, accidentally discovers something horrifying. When she overhears Diane and Martin's conversation in prison, Ashley begins to suspect what is going on. She hears Diane's pleas, the conditions she sets to force Martin to keep silent forever. The question is, can Ashley keep this secret, or will she decide to expose the truth, causing everything to collapse? Martin, with his wild and reckless nature, is not someone who is easily subdued by pleas. But can Diane, with her promises and sharp psychological attacks, make him stay silent forever? This story will not only be a battle between Diane and Martin, but also a battle within her own soul, when she is faced with a choice that can completely change her fate. Bloody war and conflicting family relationships. If Martin reveals the whole truth, the Abbott family will never be a harmonious family again. The bloody relationship between Diane and Martin may force Jack to face a difficult choice. Will he continue to allow Diane to stay in his life, or will he force her to leave to protect his family? Jack's anger when he learns the truth will be a fierce battle, not only emotionally but also a confrontation between reason and heart. This story promises to bring the audience dramatic and suspenseful moments, when everything comes to a climax and secrets are exposed. Can Diane continue to hide her past? Will Jack forgive her again, or will it be time for him to let go and protect his loved ones from a dark past that cannot be erased? Surely these details will create a wave of strong and surprising emotions, making the audience unable to take their eyes off the screen. In the intrigue-filled, power struggle-filled world of the young and the restless, a terrible secret is about to come to light, threatening to tear apart everything Diane Jenkins has worked so hard to rebuild over the years. Since returning to Genoa City, Diane has worked tirelessly to regain the trust of those around her, especially Jack Abbott, the man she loves and who she betrayed in the past. However, everything could fall apart in an instant when an old friend, Martin Lawrence, begins to reveal the secrets Diane has been trying to keep hidden. The shocking truth is about to be revealed. It all begins when Martin, Diane's former accomplice in her evil schemes, is imprisoned and now holds the key to breaking it all. Martin is the only one who knows about Diane's past secret activities, and he is also the only one who can reveal to everyone about her complicated relationship with the evil people she has worked with. The plots they have set up not only involve manipulating others, but also directly threaten the Abbott family. Martin is now in a dilemma. Is he willing to reveal the whole truth about Diane and the people behind these plots, or will he keep quiet to protect himself? But the bigger question is, what can Diane do to stop Martin, who has nothing left to lose and can reveal everything to clarify what happened? Diane faces crisis while Martin is getting closer to revealing the truth. Diane is living in extreme fear. After years of trying to rebuild her life and career, she knows that if Martin decides to reveal these secrets, it will not only ruin her career but also hurt the people she loves, especially Jack. Diane has to work hard to regain the trust of Jack, whom she loves but who may never forgive her if he knows what she has done in the past. However, if Martin reveals everything, not only Jack but the entire Abbott family will have to face painful truths they never imagined. Can Jack, with his strong character and absolute honesty, forgive Diane again? Will he accept her to continue living in the Abbott family, where her schemes can threaten all her loved ones? Ashley hears the secret, but maybe the truth will not only come from Martin but also from someone else, Ashley Abbott. While Diane was worried and trying to control the situation, Ashley accidentally overheard a conversation between Diane and Martin in prison. The pleas and conditions that Diane set to force Martin to keep quiet not only shocked Ashley but also made her rethink everything Diane had done. Ashley, with her sharp instincts and analytical skills, realized that Diane was not simply a woman who wanted forgiveness but also a person who had manipulated and orchestrated many dangerous plots. With the truths that Ashley had heard, she began to doubt Diane's motives and what she was hiding. She could not accept Diane continuing to live in the Abbott family, especially when she realized that family relationships could be threatened by the very plots that Diane and Martin had carried out together. Martin, the arrogant, and the step-by-step revealing the truth with someone like Martin, who was arrogant and reckless. Could Diane convince him to keep quiet? Martin, despite his strong and confident appearance, still has weaknesses that Diane can exploit. However, can Diane's pleas keep Martin silent forever? Or will he decide to make a strong statement to save himself and overthrow Diane once and for all? Martin is not someone who is easily subdued. He has lived through many trials and faced many enemies in the past. However, when faced with Diane, who was once his colleague and also the one who caused him so much pain, can he let his emotions take over and reveal everything? Or will he continue to play the dangerous game and create another big shock for everyone? A bloody family war and broken love. If these secrets are exposed, the Abbott family life will no longer be peaceful days. The explosion of evil plots between Diane and Martin will force Jack to face a big decision. Will he continue to accept Diane and his family, or will he expose everything and protect the family from the cruelty she brings? An internal war will take place, not only the confrontation between Diane and Martin but also the conflict within the Abbott family. Relationships will be tested. The love between Jack and Diane will stand on the threshold of breaking up. Can they overcome these dark secrets, or will Jack have to choose to protect his loved ones and force Diane to leave? This story will certainly be a storm that sweeps away everyone involved, leaving deep impressions that the audience will never forget. These secrets will not only disrupt Diane's life, but also threaten everything the Abbott family has built. Will Diane finally be able to escape her past, or will she have to pay the price for everything she has done? In the world of intrigue and power struggles on The Young and the Restless, no victory is permanent, and every step is met with new challenges. The week of April 14th, Jack Abbott and Victor Newman's story continues to escalate as Jack becomes complacent about his victory at Jabot. A victory he believes has defeated Victor once and for all. However, in a war filled with intrigue and subversion, Jack's victory may be just one part of a long-term battle that Victor will not easily ignore. Jack and Victor's relationship. The battle between Jack and Victor is not a typical battle of personal conflicts, but a battle between two giants of the business industry. Jack Abbott, with his sharp leadership skills and determination to protect his family and Jabot, has always been a tough opponent for Victor. Meanwhile, Victor, with his towering ego and ruthless methods, has been causing the Abbott family to stumble more than once. In this episode, when Jack sits down with Victor and Michael Baldwin, it seems like a light-hearted conversation. Michael, cheerful and thoughtful, notices that Jack is in a good mood and urges him to share his day's events. Jack, as usual, doesn't hesitate to express his satisfaction with the progress he's made at Jabot. Jack's excitement comes not only from the stability of the company, but also from the belief that he's defeated Victor in an important confrontation. However, what Jack doesn't realize is that this victory may just be a moment in a larger picture, where Victor has been secretly setting a trap. Jack's joy and the trap that hasn't been revealed. Although Jack believes that the war with Victor is over, his complacency may lead to a big mistake. Michael, Jack's close companion, constantly warns him to be cautious. The lawyer knows that in Victor's world, any victory may be temporary. With his long-term plans and calculated approach, Victor is not someone who is easily defeated. Michael points out that, although Jack may feel satisfied with his current victory, Victor will never give up easily. Furthermore, while Jack feels secure in his victory, Victor continues to seek revenge, not only on Jack but also on his loved ones. These warnings are not unfounded. People like Victor Newman always have long-term strategies and do not easily give up on their goals. Although Jack may have a share of the victory, Victor will definitely find other ways to attack, possibly even targeting those Jack loves the most. And this not only affects Jack but can also create worrying threats to those in the Abbott family. Victor Newman, a man who does not accept defeat while Jack is happy with his victory at Jabot, Victor remains frighteningly calm. Even if he cannot defeat Jack directly, he will never let this defeat go without seeking revenge. Victor's personality is one of resilience and patience, someone who always tries to take advantage of every weakness of his opponent. If he cannot defeat Jack through direct confrontation, Victor will start to attack more subtly, by targeting those closest to and dearest to Jack. This is how Victor will continue the fight, not with the goal of destroying but to make Jack feel pain and loss. Although Jack thinks he has won, his victory may only be a small part of a game that Victor has arranged all along. Victor's hidden threats will continue to threaten not only Jack but also those he loves, from the Abbott family to his colleagues at Jabot. Victor, expert in exploiting others' weaknesses. Victor Newman is not only a business tycoon, but also a master at exploiting the weaknesses of his opponents. One of Victor's strategies is patience. He knows that victory does not always come immediately but can last for a long time. While Jack rejoices in his temporary victory, Victor simply prepares for the next move, a move that few people can recognize until it is too late. If he cannot attack Jack directly, Victor will skillfully make decisions that affect those close to Jack, and this will create new concerns for Jack and the Abbott family. Victor never gives up, and for him, every defeat is just an opportunity to learn and grow. With a cool head and clever tactics, he will not stop attacking until he feels that Jack and his loved ones have paid the price. While Jack thinks he has won, it is Victor who is taking the initiative in this war. Jabot's future and the internal war. As Jack continues to enjoy the joy of victory, Jabot is not free from the threat from outside. Victor has made everyone in the Abbott family feel insecure, and even as Jack tries to protect the company from him, the threat from Victor is always lurking. The instability within the company, especially when faced with Victor's long-term plans, will create a tense atmosphere in the upcoming episodes. It is not only the war between the two tycoons but also the internal war within the Abbott family, as Jack faces difficult choices about how to protect the company and his family from the dangers that Victor can bring. Jack's complacency may lead to unpredictable consequences, as Victor continues to find ways to attack from angles that Jack could not have expected. Will Jack realize that his victory is only temporary, or will he be too happy too soon and lose sight of what really matters? The story of Jack, Victor, and the war between them continues to develop. Each victory of Jack makes him feel complacent, but will that make him let down his guard and give Victor a chance to strike back? Victor's every move is calculated and will never miss an opportunity for revenge. The tension in the relationship between these two families promises to continue to be pushed to the climax in the next episodes of The Young and the Restless, and no one can predict who will be the ultimate winner in this war.